back here on Driving It Home with Patty Vasquez. It's Paul Shavari and Ken Mejia Beal filling in. Every time I've filled in on this station, I try to talk to some of the Democrats from my district because I am from Harvard, which is rural McHenry County, and I'm in the 16th congressional district, which kind of sidesteps all these major cities in the central. Goes around.
Probably
Rockford.
by grand design.
Oh yeah. I mean, unfortunately, the way that the Illinois Democrats drew up the maps, there had to be a few gerrymandered ones as we go tit for tat with the other party, and unfortunately, I live in one of those districts. But we do exist. We are Democrats that are out there. My neighbor Lisa Hatterline, who ran a couple years ago, and just kind of the people that have stepped up in the central part of this state and really wanted to have true representation for the people of our district. And one of those people who won the nomination is Paul Nolley, and he was the last person from this district that I've had the opportunity to speak with, and he joins us right now. Paul, thank you so much for joining Driving It Home today.
Hey, pleasure to be with you, and great to hear that you are living in the district. I know Harvard well, so that's great. But yeah, great to be on.
You have a voter.
There you go.
and yeah, you mentioned Harvard, and I know you guys had a door knocking thing a couple weeks ago. Lisa was trying to get me out for that, but I had to work here that day. But so I know you've been kind of hitting the door knocking, and it's not the easiest district to travel from town to town. But how has the campaign been going with getting out there and talking to the people face to face?
Yeah, well, you are right. We're actually on the road right now from Rockford to Normal, and a good 2-hour plus drive, across the district. That is the biggest challenge. One of the biggest challenges we face is just the geography of it. And I heard you guys talking about the way they gerrymandered it and cut it up. But I can say we are feeling very, very positive about our campaign, about the opportunity to actually pick this seat up this cycle. And this is the time, and this is the campaign that I truly believe has the opportunity to do so. It's going to be a difficult path, but we believe we're on the right track and making the right moves to get it done. So we are feeling good. We're out there knocking, thousands of doors, raising dollars, making phone calls, building support from labor and other folks. So we are really excited with where we're at. We're pushing hard every single day. Got 70 days left. So no time to sleep, no time to stop. We're hitting it hard, and we feel excited about where we're at.
So, Paul, what's your backstory? Where are you from? What were you doing before you decided to run?
I am from the Rockford area, so lived a little bit all over Winnebago County, but both my parents are from the west side of Rockford, working class people. And about 15 years or so of my career has been with faith-based and community organizations, doing all sorts of running youth programs, literacy programs, doing fundraising for groups like Habitat for Humanity, the United Way. And for the last 6 years, I have been the executive director of a labor management organization. It's a nonprofit where I help young people get into union apprenticeship programs in the construction industry, work on some local public policy, but really help young folks explore good blue-collar careers. My dad has been a mechanic for my whole life and non-union, and so, the struggles that go with that. So I get to help young people figure out how to get into a slice of that blue-collar world where you get a great wage and pension and healthcare and all that kind of stuff.
So what made you want to run? What was the catalyst that made you decide that you wanted to be a candidate in this election?
Sitting having a beer with my wife, Andrea, who I've been together with since high school, and we were a couple months into Trump 2.0 and said, holy cow, look at what is happening. Look at what we project and anticipate is coming. And we've got 2 little kids at home, and we could not sit by idly and just watch it happen, even though, we were both mid-career and we had just bought a house not too long before that. We were kind of, had a decent thing going. But, we knew that, putting ourselves out there, taking a little risk, putting our lives kind of out in full force to make some change and push back against the madness that was building, and unfortunately has been even worse than we even anticipated. That is just truly why I've been interested in politics and involved with politics since I was a teenager, but never thought I would run for office as a candidate. But it just got to be too much, and I thought I would be a good contrast coming from a working class background, basically coming from nowhere, from no one, running against a nepo baby guy who was son of a congressman who's been around powerful people his whole life. I thought that would be a good contrast, and I think the people of this district need a new vision that actually can help working class people get ahead in their lives. So those are some of the reasons why.
So what are a few of the things that you would like to see accomplished in your district should you be elected to Congress?
Well, for the first couple of years, I think job number one is going to be to shine a light on and root out this corruption and all of the backroom deals that are going on and just the madness that is just really destroying our system. I mean, I think it's really been building for the last several decades, but we see it's worse than ever. And so with divided government, I think that's one of the things that the Democrats are going to be able to do when they take over Congress. So that, that's to me number one. And then for number two, I really think we need to reform the political system and get some ideas moving, get national redistricting full reform on the table, move away, get moving on the constitutional amendment to overturn Citizens United, get this dark money, all this money that's really making our political system just so rotten out. And then, I do support a very robust industrial policy that would affect people in cities like Rockford that have been held out for 50 years, a bipartisan failure. And I think we need people who are willing to take on the powers that have been preventing that and been, run corporations and ship jobs overseas, weaken labor unions, et cetera, and then also get our healthcare system on the right track, expand access to Medicare, restore the ACA tax credits, make it more affordable. So those are some of the top priorities for me.
Well, what sort of support have you been getting from the state Democratic Party? I know sometimes the 16th could be a little bit of a lost cause, but now that we have a candidate involved, what has been the state's sort of support for you?
Well, we recently did become a targeted race for the Democratic Party of Illinois and have joined their coordinated campaign. So, we had some early talks and laid out our plan and what we had achieved and the support from labor and our fundraising and our volunteer network that we've been building. And they were really encouraged and excited by that. And this is by far the most flippable of the three Republican-held congressional seats. So we are working closely with them to expand our voter outreach operation in the three key areas, Rockford, the bigger metro areas, Rockford, Victoria, Bloomington, and some areas beyond that. So that has been really helpful. And what that allows us to do is increase our capacity to knock doors and make phone calls in some of the more rural and small town areas. So that's really exciting for us, and that relationship continues to evolve and develop.
We're speaking with Paul Nolley, who's the Democratic nominee for the 16th Congressional District in Illinois, currently on the campaign trail right now.
Literally.
Paul, when you're knocking on these doors, what's like the number one issue that you're hearing from some of these people?
The number one issue that I'm hearing is that people do not believe that their kids or their grandkids are going to have better opportunities than they had when they were growing up or into adulthood. It's just this idea of economic scarcity, this general division we have in the country, the instability, just kind of this anxiety that what we have right now is not headed in the right direction. And I will say that is not just coming from Democrats and independents. We are having great conversation with Republican voters at the door because our persuasion universe, the folks we have to talk to at the doors and on the phone, is pretty wide in order to win in a district like that. And I have actually been very excited about the response from Republicans when we're talking to them. And that's the number one thing they talk about, in addition to, healthcare costs, the war and how it's impacting them, kind of some of the pocketbook issues as well. But a lot of it's a general sense of instability, chaos, division.
And I know that Darin LaHood, who's represented this district for a long time, doesn't really offer up a lot of opportunities to speak with them through town halls. I probably know the answer to this question, but will we see a Paul Nolley, Darin LaHood debate coming up in the next 2 months?
Yeah, just so everyone knows, it's been over 9 years since Darin LaHood has held an in-person real town hall. So it's so shameful. I've seen some people, kind of complain about their incumbent not holding it in, X number of days or whatever, and it's just ridiculous. It's 9 years. But to answer your question about a debate, I can say that we have a confirmed candidates forum, so not quite a debate, on October 5th in Peoria, and there is an invitation, which we have accepted, for a debate sometime in September that 3 of the news organizations across the district have teamed up together to organize. We have accepted. We've provided the dates that work for us, and we're still waiting for Darin and his team to respond. We have not heard yet, but I don't want anyone to hold their breath. But we're hoping he agrees, and we know he's feeling the pressure. So maybe there's a chance there. But October 5th, there is a candidates forum.
If you were a gambling man, do you think it's happening or no?
Probably not, but I think there's a better chance now than ever before that he would agree to it. He's running ads right now. He's got a campaign office for the first time in many years, opened up in Peoria. So he knows he has a real race, really for the first time in his entire political career.
Well, before we let you go, Paul, how are some ways that people can help you, even if they're outside of the district? What's the best way to contribute to your campaign or get to know more about you?
Yes, we absolutely would love help from outside the district, and we're grateful to people like Indivisible groups and other groups that have been coming in from outside the district to knock doors and throw us a few bucks. So the best way to get involved would be go to paulnolley.com, Nolley, paulnolley.com. You can pitch in, you can sign up to be a volunteer, even if you're outside the district. We've got phone banking going on several times a day. We've got carpools coming in to knock doors from outside the district. So we would be grateful for all the support. It's all hands on deck, and we truly believe we can get this done.
Well, Paul, we wish you luck.
Wish you the best, and I hope you knock it out of the park.
Yeah, these next 2 months are going to go by very quickly. So, stay hydrated, stay alert, be ready for that debate when LaHood, if and when he decides to join you on that and show up. And good luck out there, Paul. We're really rooting for you.
Hey, I appreciate you both. Thank you so much. We are working as hard as we can, and we'll hope to see you on the trail and talk to you again soon. Thank you both. I appreciate it.
Thank you for running.
All right, that's Paul Nolley, the Democratic nominee in the U.S. Congressional 16th District, joining us on the road today as he's heading to an event down in Normal.